Hey guys, Matt, train over 943. In today's video, I have blog number 7 here in the KTMR Railroad. I know it's been quite a while since my last blog video here on the KTMR, and the main reason for that was because we've been so busy working on the layout, I really haven't had any time to really stop and show the work we've been doing. But if you keep up with my Facebook page, you can see a lot of the work we've been doing as time goes on, and then when these videos come out, all the people here on YouTube can check it out. But in today's video, we're going to go over some of the layout work. I'm going to try to show everything, although there are some areas that I'm just going to briefly talk about because they're not finished yet. But I'll show you what I can, and then we'll also show you guys some new trains, a ton of new trains I might add, and also some other products that we got for the layout, and also we'll run some trains too. So let's take a look, and real quick before I do, I just want to say that the layout is a little messy because I've been working, so please excuse the mess. But let's take a look at what we got going on here. Alright, so the first area that we've been really working heavy on is this area here. This is our passenger train area where we store our passenger trains and stuff like that. And right here, what you're looking at is the start of a train station area. Now, to better illustrate this, let's get in a little closer and take a little bit better look at what we have here. Okay, so basically what we have here is we have a custom-built wood frame that the station and the eventual parking lot will sit on top of. And then supporting it, we have these HO bridge piers, and those look really sharp, and once this area is complete, it'll look even better. And then behind it, way in the back, you can see we have some stone wall pieces. They're made of the straight stone wall pieces from Scenic Express, and also there's a bendy piece of stone wall to make the corner. And as you guys can see, it looks really good. Let me see if I can get a little bit of a better view of it here for you guys. There we go, that's better. You can get a little bit better look at the piers, the HO bridge piers, and also the stone wall here. You zoom in on it. As you can see, it looks really good. You can see we got the bendy piece there. Then we have the sealer pieces there, and it looks really, really good, I think. And here's a little bit better look at those piers like I was talking about. You can see those are really nice as well. And then up at the top you can see the station. That's an MTH passenger station, by the way. And then quickly we'll talk about what's underneath it. Obviously, besides the track, we have this stuff here. And this stuff is sandpaper that we're using for roads. It comes in a big roll like this. And it just has some stick material on the underside of it, and we just stuck it here, and I think it looks really, really good. Now obviously, as this scene becomes more complete, it'll look better, but for now it looks really, really good. So now I'll move on to another area which is just adjacent to this, and we'll take a look at what we did there. Right next to the passenger station scene, we have the start of a tunnel entrance, and as you guys can see, we have the portal on the front, like you can see there. Then we have two different stone wall pieces. They're both custom cut. The one on the back for the inside line, we have that there, and then we also have the one on the front, which you can see here. We have a seam sealer on the end of it, and as you guys can see, it looks really, really good. And then up on top, right up here, we will eventually have something really, really cool that I'm not even going to disclose in this video. I'll just wait for it to come, and then you guys can check it out. But you guys will like it. It goes along with the passenger theme, so it's pretty cool. So now I'll move on to more stuff. Right next to there, we did a little rearranging, and right here you can see the white mobile tank and also the Lionel pumping station. Those were moved from other areas of the layout. The white tank was from the oil refinery area that we had, that we made a couple months ago, and we moved it over here because it looks better over here, and plus it allowed the spurs over there to be a little bit longer, which will be nice. and we moved the pumping station from another area of the layout, and this area again is coming along very, very nicely. And as time goes on, this will also be improved on as well, but it's coming along great so far. So now I'll move on. Alright, here's some more layout progress. We're on the other side of the layout now, and right here we have the tunnel scene. And I showed this to you guys in a previous blog video, but we've done some work over here. And what we did was we got rid of the offset tunnel portal idea because it presented a problem, and I'll talk about that right now. Alright, so what happened was we had the offset tunnel portals. The portal that was on the outside track, that's where the passenger car is, that portal was originally butt up against the piece of plywood that held the upper level in place and still does. But we had to move it because when we were testing it, I didn't run an articulated steam engine through it, and lo and behold, I try to run one and it scrapes up against the edge of the portal, and we had to do something about it. So we came up with this clever idea, and what we did was we took two single tunnel portals and we shaved them down a little bit to allow the steam engine through, at least on the outside track. On the inside track, we shaved it a little bit to try to let the new 21-inch passenger cars through, but that didn't work out. But in any case, it's there, and that's the way it is. But more importantly, we wanted to get the articulateds on at least the outside track. But what we did was we have two single portals, and then where the seam sealer is, that's where the two portals meet each other. And it's looking really good. Now, if I was to move the camera, you could see some unfinished area, and I'll quickly talk about that because it will eventually be filled in. So let's take a look at that real quick. Alright, so here's the back, and what we will eventually have here, that's where this piece of wood is we will have more stone wall coming back in here to fill in the gap, and probably wood or something up on top to fill in the top. So it's going to look really cool in the end, but that's just a little future plan work, and we're not really to this stage yet, but when we do, I'll be sure to show you. So now we'll move on to the big news as far as layout work goes. So let's take a look. Alright, so here we are. This is the big news. This is our engine service facility on our layout, and this has been a long time coming. It's finally coming together. It's not done yet, obviously, but it's coming together. So what we'll do is I'll kind of give you a little tour of this area, and then we'll show you how it started and how we came to where we are now. Alright, so I'm holding the camera in my hand here so you guys can get a better look at this. So let's take a little tour. Right here, this switch here, this is the lead-in switch. And if it's thrown diverging, it would of course allow the train to run on the main line. But if it's thrown straight, it will allow the train to come into the engine service facility. And right off this switch, we have yet another switch. And this one here, if it's thrown curved, will allow you to come into this little area over here. And I use this for the ABAs just because they're long and they can accommodate them nicely. Now the curves on here, it's a little tight. These two are both 031s, and then I have an 072 here just to make this track here straight. But it's really not that big of a deal because the ABAs don't require wide curves at all. Most of them are only a 31-inch curve, so they work perfectly over here, and it looks really good. Now if that switch was thrown straight, and this one was thrown straight, you could go into here where the Texas and the F7 are, and lead into over here. This is just another area just to park engines. I have two on here, usually only have one, but for now I wanted to put the Texas there. And then if this is thrown diverging, it would lead into this, which is the transfer table. Transfer table is made from Ross, and you can see I have a little scene over here. I got a MTH South Buffalo S2 and a Lionel C420 just for looks. Obviously they can't be ran together, but that's just something there. The curves on here got a 72 and then a 31 and then a little custom cut piece, straight piece there. And then we started work on the stalls. We're using Ross track for the stalls just because the track on the bridge is Ross or guardrails, whatever you call it. Same difference anyway. But that's what we're using, so the transition is perfect, so you don't need any cork or anything under there. And it looks really, really good. Now obviously as time goes on, this will be more and more complete. So now what we'll do is we'll take a little break and we'll take a look at how this area came to be, what it looks like now. Alright, so the first thing we started off doing is we started off by painting the underside of the transfer table gray, and it looks really, really good in my opinion. Next up after that, we started work on the side track next to the transfer table, and that's all set up and looks really, really good. Then after that, we started working on the stalls, and those are coming together pretty nicely. And then finally, we started work on the track that goes next to the main line. Now, in the picture you're seeing, originally we thought about keeping that for steam engines, but with the tight curves, we eventually decided to keep it for the ABA, so that's how it looks right now. Alright, so that was just a little look as to where we started and where we are now. And as you guys can see, this area looks really, really good, and as time goes on, there'll be more work. Obviously, we'll finish up the stalls on this side, and that'll look really good. Also, one side note is the engine house that you see there will not be staying there. We got a Atlas engine house kit that we're going to put together and put it in place of the MTH one. The MTH one I'm sure we'll use just somewhere else. But that's about it for the transfer table. Not really too much else. The stalls aren't wired or anything yet, so I really can't run those engines. I have to pick them up by hand if I want to actually run them. But the stalls over there where the ABAs are, those are wired, so I can pull the engines out and run them if I want to. Also, this track here is also wired. So that's that. So that about does it for layout work. And now we'll take a look at new products and new trains. There's a ton to see. We're going to start off by taking a look at the new products first. There's a lot to see here, so let's take a look. Alright, so right under here we have some new MTH electronic equipment. Right here we have the WIU Wi-Fi unit from MTH, and this of course is the device needed to run the Wi-Fi program that MTH has on the stores for the smart devices. And I really have to say the program is a ton of fun. It's so fun in fact that I have very rarely used the DCS remote ever since we got the Wi-Fi unit. I really, really like the app, and I just think it's a ton of fun. And it'll be even better when the premium version of the app comes out. I believe that's slated to come in October or so, but we'll see on that. And then right here we have the accessory interface unit, the AIU, and of course that's used to control switches and accessories. Right now we don't have anything wired into it, but eventually we will. And we'll wire in most of the switches that we can. If we need to buy a second AIU, which we might, we can always add that and throw more switches in there. And then for the accessories, right now we're looking into wiring all of the action accessories like the firehouse, the gas station, the metal diner, that type of thing, because those have the operating features on them. But standard buildings like houses and stuff like that will just be wired through a standard transformer, because the operating ones are really the only ones that you would really mess with. The other ones are just constant on or constant off. But that's pretty cool. So it's coming along really good down here. And also one final thing is, since our TIU is the older version, this is the REV13B TIU. I believe it was the one that came out right before the REVL. And this one here obviously does not have the USB port on it, so what we did was when we went to the train store to pick up the Wi-Fi, we got this splitter cable here. So we have one end running to the Wi-Fi unit, and then we have another end running to the TMCC cable. That's this black one here. And what that does is that will create a link between the legacy or TMCC system and the DCS system, so that way you can run the Lionel trains through the MTH remote, which is pretty cool. So that's going to do it for electronics. Now I got something really cool to show you. It's not a train or anything, we'll get to those in just a minute, but it's something really, really cool. Alright, so here it is. This is the Lionel smoke fluid loader. It's so new, it hasn't even been out of the box yet. It's just been looked over, but it hasn't really been fully out of the box. But it's really, really sharp. So we will be using this eventually, and when we do, you guys will definitely see a full review on it because it's really, really cool. I've seen it in action before, and it's really, really cool. So just keep an eye out for the video. It won't be for a while because we have a lot more other stuff to do, but I will do it when we start using it. So just keep an eye out for it. So now we'll take a look at new trains. There's a ton to see. Just prepare to be amazed is all I can tell you. Let's take a look here. Alright, so we're going to start taking a look at some new trains that we got recently. Now, you're looking at a Lionel New York Central hopper car with a coal load in it, and we got this one and 5 others from our local MTH dealer at a train show recently. These cars are really, really cool. Let me grab this one here. You can see it. Looks pretty good. Now, they're all the same car number. 886888. But they're really pretty cool. So there's the top, and then there's the side. Looks really good. So I may run these in a future video. I'm not going to run them today, but these are pretty cool cars. So we got a pretty neat looking coal train for New York Central. So now I'll take a look at some more coal cars. Alright, next up we have more coal cars. Didn't I say that? So here we are. We have these MTH Premier Chessie coal cars. Now you're looking at one of them. We have 2 packs of 6 that my dad just recently got, so we have 12 of these cars here, which is pretty cool. Now, one thing I like about these cars is that if you guys have ever seen Rich Batista's layout, the Black Diamond Railway, what he's done to his coal cars is he adds a real layer of coal on top of the molded plastic load, and he achieves this by lowering the height of the load inside the car. And MTH has now recently picked up on this, and now they're doing it at the factory, which is pretty cool. And that's basically about all I'm going to say with these cars. There's nothing really else to point out because they're really just coal cars, so I'm not going to do any kind of full review on them. But they are pretty nice to have, so now we got a really cool coal train to run. So next we'll move on to some other cars. We'll keep with the hopper theme for just another minute and show you guys this. This is a Lionel Conrail Heritage hopper car. This is a really, really cool car. It's a grain hopper now, not a coal hopper. But it's really, really sharp. As you guys can see, the paint job is really, really good on it. I really like it a lot. I don't run this car as much as I should. It basically just sits in a reversing loop, but every now and again I do pull it out, and I really, really do like it. Now, obviously, with us owning this car, one of the next purchases that we should look into getting is the engine for this train, which is a SD70 ACE Conrail number 1209, and I almost got it, but the guy sold it, so now we don't have it, obviously. But eventually I would like to get that, and also the tank car and the matching caboose to go with that. I've seen the caboose around, and also I've seen the tank car a few places, but the engine is kind of sought after, and of course it is, 6 years old now, I believe, from the catalog time, but hopefully I'll be able to find it and snatch it. We'll see. So one more hopper, then we'll take a look at some different pieces of rolling stock. So let's take a look at what we got next. Alright, one final hopper, then we'll move on to other pieces of rolling stock. This is a MTH Premier hopper, and this is in the New Haven colors. It's a really, really interesting scheme. I really, really like it. Now my dad's been wanting this car for a while, and he got it from our local MTH dealer, and he decided to snatch it because he really liked the paint job, and I really like it too. Now this car we picked up at a recent train show, and actually the scene that I'm filming right here is the first time this car has seen the layout. I haven't got it out since, so welcome to the layout. It's a really cool piece. So next we'll move on. Alright, so this piece here actually has not been out of the box, partly because we already have one of them, and it is a MTH Premier Conrail 8000K tank car. See, here it is. And my dad found this at a train show for a really good price, and he picked it up even though he already had one, so now we have two, which is really cool. And then we'll move on to one final piece, then we'll take a look at passenger cars. Alright, here's the final piece of equipment for freight cars, and this is a MTH Premier New York Central flat car with the two pacemaker pup trailers. Now we have another one of these that's similar to this, but the trailers are a little bit different, and this piece we picked up at a train show around the same time when we picked up that Conrail hopper. So this piece also is a new piece to the layout because we got it a long time ago, but I just haven't got it out till now. So again, welcome to the layout. So that takes care of for rolling stock. So now we'll take a look at passenger cars. Alright, so now we'll start taking a look at passenger cars. Now these are two of the 6 new Texas Special cars from Lionel. These are the newly redesigned ABS plastic 21-inch passenger cars. These are really sharp. The paint job on these things is amazing, and these cars now have the LED lights and also the self-adjusting couplers, and these are really nice cars. Now I would otherwise bring the rest of the cars over, but our passenger yard, as you guys saw earlier, is a little bit of a mess, so I just brought these 2 cars over, but we have 4 others. We have the rest of the 4-pack and the 2-car add-on, and then we also have the Station Sounds Diner car that is coming and will be here hopefully in July, I believe. So we'll see on that, but when that comes, you guys can definitely take a look at that because I will do a full review on it. I also will be doing a full review on the rest of the cars that you see before you. So that'll obviously come first, and then when the diner car comes, I will do a separate video on that and show you guys all the sounds and everything like that. So just keep an eye out for the review on these cars. So next we'll take a look at more passenger cars. Alright, so next up we have some MTH Premier Pennsylvania cars. These go with the Penske E8s that we got a while back. These cars are really nice. Now I showed these to you in a previous blog video, but at the time the cars were still kind of getting broken in, I guess you could say. So the story goes was that we ordered 9 cars. So we ordered the 5-pack, which was perfectly fine, and then we ordered the 2-car sleeper diner add-on, but by accident we got the baggage and coach set, so we switched those out. And then also we had a couple factory defects. The Vistadome car for this set, it was shorting out when the power was applied to it, so we sent that back to get fixed, and that's all set. And also we got the RPO mail car for the set, and that car, the lights didn't work, but now that car is all back, so now we have the entire set of 9 cars. So yeah, it's a big set, but it's pretty cool. So next we'll take a look at new engines. We have a lot to take a look at here, so let's take a look at what we got going on with those. Okay, so right here we have one of the new engines. This is a Lionel Legacy Erie 210-4 Texas steam engine that we got at the train show recently, and it was the same train show that I showed you all those rolling stock pieces. It's that same show, and we got this engine for a really good price, and also in addition we got a really awesome piece with it. It is a Sunset Models 3rd rail brass Erie caboose. It's a really cool car, and we got it in a package deal with the Texas, and I really do like it. So I will be doing a full review on the engine. I won't be doing any kind of review on the caboose unless you guys want me to do one, but I'll definitely review the engine because it's really sharp. But I have done a little running session on it. If you guys want to see it, it's on my YouTube channel for you guys to check out. But that's basically all I'm going to say about it. So just keep an eye out for the review on the engine, which will be coming shortly. Alright, now we have one amazing set. Now this is one piece of the set. It is a Lionel TMCC Rail Sounds 5 New York Central E7A BBA set. You're only looking at the powered A unit here just because the set is such a pain to get on and off the track. I just grabbed the powered A unit from where it was on one of the loops. But this set is just amazing. I will be doing a full review on it. That's all I'm saying about it. I have done a little run on it if you guys want to check it out. But that's about it for this engine for now. But I will be doing a full review on it in the near future. So keep an eye out for that. One more engine and then we will run some trains for a few minutes here. Alright, so the last new engine for now is a MTH Premier Erie E8 ABA set that we got used at our local MTH dealer. But visually speaking, you can't see any difference that it's used. Running wise, you can't tell any difference, so it's a new engine to me, so who really cares? So it's a really awesome piece. Now this does include passenger sounds. We don't have any cars yet for it, but eventually we will pick up some cars for it. And you'll see it running in just a minute here. It's a really, really awesome piece. Now I will be doing a brief review on it. I'm not going to do a full review on it just because I've reviewed the Pennsylvania E8s from MTH that we got. So I'll just kind of go off that video. So I'll do a quick little review on this engine, but it'll mainly be an operating session. So, but just keep an eye out for that video when it comes out. Now, when I run it, I won't be running it with Erie cars because, again, like I just mentioned, we don't have any yet. So I'll just grab a random set of cars. I'll probably grab the ESE cars or something like that, but you'll see passenger cars with this engine for sure. But it's a really, really nice piece, so just keep an eye out for the review. And that's going to do it for this blog video here. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm sorry that it was long, but there's just so much stuff, and next time I won't wait 6 months to do another blog video. Actually, there was some stuff I was going to put in this video, but I want to kind of keep the time down, so I'll cover more stuff in blog video number 8 when it comes out. So just keep an eye out for that. Hopefully within the next, I go 2-3 months. So we'll see how that goes. So anyway, that's going to wrap it up for this video. I'm Matt Chandler from 943. You guys have a great one. Take it easy.
New York Central 4009, requesting departure clearance. Am I clear to pull? Over. 4009, you are good to go. Over. Thank you, sir. We've got clearance. Out. Dispatch, NYC 4009, train is underway. Over. Roger that. Out. Dispatcher here. You are clear to pull. Over. Copy that. I got a clear signal. Out. Dispatcher, you're on the move. Over. Roger that. Out.
See you soon.